ABC7 weather anchor Spencer Christian came to know the former president on and off the air. He's here now with some of his recollections over the past 30 years or so.
Yeah, well, I first met the former president in 1988. I was with Good Morning America, and I was sent to interview the former president on the grounds of the Carter Presidential Library in Atlanta. And that morning, as my camera person and I were setting up, we saw President Carter out for his morning jog, which was a regular feature in his life then. And he came over to us and said, "Hi, Spencer, I'm Jimmy Carter," as if I needed an introduction. That's just the kind of person he was. Let's take a look at just a few of the highlights of President Carter's amazing life.
Jimmy Carter is perhaps the most deeply committed and most humble public servant I've ever met. This is candidate Carter arriving at SFO for a 1976 campaign stop. Less than a month later, he would be elected president. After leaving office, Jimmy Carter became America's most active ex-president, devoting his life to humanitarian causes. He's perhaps best known for his work with Habitat for Humanity. In 2013, at the age of 89, he came to East Oakland to help build homes for low-income residents, while Washington fought over the budget.
If they could just see what happens on a Habitat project and use that same pattern in Washington with everybody working together toward a common goal, I think that would be a wonderful development.
I asked him about his work with Habitat during an interview for ABC7.
The reactions of people watching the president hammering nails and working on a home that they were going to live in, it was amazing.
And it's amazing to me to see them working on their own house, even harder, you know.
His humanitarian efforts continued at the Carter Center, which eradicated guinea worm disease and helped reduce the spread of HIV and AIDS. The center is now working to rid the world of at least 6 other diseases. He was also among the first to warn about global warming and greenhouse gases in the late 1970s. And in 2001, he urged California to manage its power crisis. He was a serious, no-nonsense guy, but with a razor-sharp sense of humor. I served as MC at his 75th and 95th birthday celebrations, where prominent people from around the world came to honor him. Not bad for a peanut farmer from Plains, Georgia, who became an American president, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, a prolific author, and a global humanitarian.
Wow.
Yep.
That's something else. And you said, you know, he always said in some of his clips that he always said he told the truth. And I think it's so remarkable that he trusted you to tell his story.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, yeah, I think I'm overwhelmed that I was invited to MC 2 of his landmark birthday celebrations, 75th and 95th. And you're right. It's, you know, when I think back on that, this man was he was a global figure. He was president of the United States. He was known across the entire world, and I got to know him and have a relationship with him. I just feel like the luckiest guy in the world.
Yeah.